Good afternoon, Una. Good afternoon. What do you want to buy? Sunjal looked at pastries while scratching back of his head. I have a special request. And what is that? Can you make a heart on pastry? She chuckled and took out a chocolate pastry and made a cute heart on that. Thank you, Nuna. Don't hurt her ever. I will never. Promise. He flashed a huge smile and went towards a table where a girl was already seated. He put pastry in front of her and sat on a chair. They were looking beautiful together. One admired them. Wine? Yeah, coming. Yes, Ajuma. We got order of pastries. Good delivered. Okay. Wine started walking, but her feet halted after hearing something. And the next news is from Business World. This is third time Park Group CEO Park Jimin got CEO of the Year award. Wine turned her head towards television and her heart skipped a beat after seeing him. I'm glad everyone is liking my work and I will try to work like this in future too. Thank you. He started leaving, but a reporter again questioned him. What about your love life? When will you introduce us to your girlfriend? You know you are most wanted bachelor. Jimin turned towards the camera. I'm waiting for her. Once she will knock in my life's door, I will introduce her to you. Wine dug her teeth in her lower lip and her heart skipped a beat. His gaze was not on her, but still, like always, her heartbeat raised. So you are single? Wow. We will wait to meet the girl who will rule on your heart. Jimin didn't say anything and walked towards elevator, and security tried to keep reporters away from following Jimin. You are still here. I'll go. She took a last glance of TV and walked away. Here is your today's schedule. Where is Sam? He is handling reporters. Jimin checked the time. Call him and cancel my meeting if I have today. But boss, Jimin looked at him and he shut his mouth and nodded his head. I'll call Mr. Go. He bowed and went out of Jimin's cabin. Jimin took his phone and stared his phone screen. This year is also going to end. When will you come back to me? Thank you. Please order again. She bowed and walked towards her scooter while sighing loudly. The day is beautiful. She inhaled and exhaled deeply. Every day is beautiful. Thank you. Go home safely. Wine nodded her head and left for her home. Her house was nearby, so she was just walking towards her house when she felt someone is following her. Her feet stopped and she looked back, but there was no one. She took a deep breath and walked towards her house with fast speed. Boss, should we go now? Jimin didn't say anything and looked towards a window. Sam took a glance of window. Until when will you live like this? Jimin didn't answer. I'll bring car. Hey mom. He threw his coat on couch and went towards kitchen where his mom were. How are you? She was busy in making something, so he rested his chin on her shoulder and watched her work. Cookies for you. Thank you, but I told you to not work in kitchen too much. I know, but I wanted to cook for my son. She brought a cookies near his mouth and he ate that. How's it? You have magic in your hand. Mrs. Park chuckled slightly. Did you went that good yesterday? Jimin remained silent and stepped back from his mom, and his mom faced him. Until when will you watch her from far? You should bring her back. Jimin sighed slightly. Her past is dark and I am part of her past, so I don't want to force her for anything. If she will feel like coming back, then she will come back. Mrs. Park sighed and nodded her head. Get fresh, I'll serve your breakfast. Where is Dad? Suzy is coming back from Japan, so he went to pick her. Oh, I'm getting late for office, so give me breakfast fast. Bringing. Jimin took a glance of the maid who was washing dishes. I told you to not bring her inside. But Mina is taking her revenge. Let her. She can't do anything here. She spoke, taking a glance of the maid who was washing dishes. And if she dare, I will her in peace. Jimin, I told you to leave this aggression. Jimin sighed slightly. Sorry, Mom. Let's go. Mina, bring juice. Mina nodded her head and Mrs. Park went out with breakfast. That maid was looking at Jimin and he glared her. Where are you looking at? Focus on your work. Jimin went out and that maid glared Minha. It's not good forgetting your place, Minha smiled. But it's great reminding you your place and you are bossly. She pushed Sohya and went with juice. Sohya clenched her teeth and started washing dishes as he doesn't want to get punishment. Good morning, Wine. Morning. Wine flashed a smile towards her and went to do her work. She was wiping table when a news grabbed her attention. CEO Park Jimin and actress Kim Joo-hee seen together in a restaurant. Seems like they are in a relationship and soon they will announce about it. Wine bit her lower lip after hearing that and she felt an uneasiness taking over her. She felt restlessness taking over her. Wine. She shook her slightly. Yeah? Where are you lost? Anyway, that man is calling you. Wine frowned and turned in that direction. Officer Jong. She cleaned her hand and went to him. Hi, Wine. Hello. She bowed slightly. How is your life going on? Are you doing well here? He looked around in the restaurant. Everything is good. Please have a seat. He sat on a chair. What will you take? A coffee. Wine nodded and went to bring a coffee for him. I didn't ask for pastry. It's thank you dessert. I didn't even thank you properly for saving me. He smiled and signaled her to sit. She took a seat. It's my duty to save people. Still, you did too much. I never saw any officer thinking about someone this much. You saved us. He took a bite from pastry. I couldn't ignore your condition, and whatever I did, it was as a human. You don't have to thank me for that, and Jimin is the one who actually saved you. He smiled. He was working on Wine's case when Siki grew on. Her father didn't let her go in prison by using his money and power, plus they didn't want Wine to go in prison as he wanted to punish her by himself. She got released, but her condition was worse and Jae-hope knew they will hurt her, so he put his few men behind her for her safety and he was keeping his eyes on her every activity. She looked down. I will never forget what you did for me. Okay, by the way, I got transferred here, so if you get any problem, then come to me. Okay. What is this file about? This is all the marriage proposal which we got for you. Jimin was about to open the file but paused after hearing that. I told you to not bring such a thing in front of me. Boss, we got amazing business proposal too with the marriage proposal, so you should. Now, I will marry someone for business. Yunbo lowered his head. If you bring anything like this in front of me again, then that will be your last day in this company. Get that? Yes, boss. Now leave the cabin and call Sam. Yunbo bowed and went out of Jimin's cabin. Jimin sighed and leaned his back on his chair and his phone buzzed. He checked his phone and dug his teeth in his lower lip of the picture which he just received. It's really good here. I'm glad I moved here, and here's environment helped me to come out of my toxic past. Job stared at her. He was new on this place, so he asked her to show some good place, and she gladly got agreed. What about Jimin? Did you move on from him? She looked down and remained silent, and he thought to change the topic. Did you complete your degree? No, I didn't turn back to college. You said you moved on, so you should go to face those things which once made a horrible image in front of you, including Jimin. When took a deep breath and again remained silent. Rest to what you feels good, and I wish you will have a beautiful life ahead and create only good memories in life. One smiled at him. Who was he? I told our man to find out about him. He was wearing masks, so no one saw his face. He sat due to the fear, and Jimin stared the picture in his phone while leaving a long breath. It was once picture with a masked man. His insecurity were giving him a hard time. One sighed loudly while looking to the sky. Life was pretty good here in a completely different city, but she always felt an emptiness here. She took her phone and stared at the wallpaper. It was Jimin's picture. She was already in love with him when she got stuck in that hell, but she was running away from her feeling. But after coming here, her feelings start getting deeper for him. Somewhere he was the only one who loves her and with whom she feels like home. With the time, she met so many people whom she saw genuinely caring about her, but she never found that thing called love with them, which she felt with Jimin. She sighed loudly and looked to the sky. Her gaze went on shooting star, and she smiled slightly. She remembered about her childhood when she used to wish for a prince who will come in her life and filled it with love, and her that wish shattered after seeing Juwon's real face. She lost her old trust, dreams and wishes, but then Jimin knocked in her life's door, and he was even okay with getting slapped by her. She chuckled slightly while remembering those stupid, weird moments with him. Boss, be careful. Leave. But boss, I can handle myself. You leave. Sam didn't say anything and helped Jimin in walking inside house. He was drunk. Sam, I'm going, boss. He laid Jimin on couch. Jimin sighed and closed his eyes. Jeshu came there while running. Take care of boss. Jeshu sighed while looking at Jimin and nodded his head. Who the hell is he? You are only mine. He mumbled in sleep. What happened to him? Ma'am was with a man, and that's why he got mad. He's really weird. If he loves her that much, then he should bring her back. Ajuma, this is my last day here. Did you find any new job? When shook her head. I decided to go back now. Ajuma-san nodded her head. I will pray for your good. She extended salary towards her. Thank you, Ajuma. Take care. I nodded her head and headed out of restaurant. Susie, where is my mom? Suya bit her lower lip. She's upstairs. Susie nodded her head and headed upstairs. Bring a coffee for me, and you will bring that. Get that? I don't like disgusting people's stuff. Mina took a glance of Suya. Okay, Susie went upstairs and Suya kept looking towards her. She was looking hard. Feeling hurt? Mina chuckled. Get out of here. Boss must be coming, and he will be pissed if he saw you here. Suya clenched her teeth and went out of house. Her hand and leg were caged by chain. One looked out of window while a lot of things were going on in her mind. 4 years ago, she left Seoul after facing a huge storm, and now she again going back there. She was feeling nervous while she was questioning herself. Is she doing right by going back? She sighed and started scrolling her phone. Until when will you keep doing this with me? Excuse me? Do you have any appointment? Or did you come inside? Jimin, I don't know where is Mr. Park. Huh? I don't like when some random person takes my name. Mr. Hong sighed. I don't know where is wine. Stop me like this. Please leave my company. Mr. Hong, I have nothing to do with your company. And which kind of father you are who don't know where is your daughter? Isn't it your responsibility and duty to know how and where is your daughter? What I will do if she run away? Is it my fault? Then whose fault it was? Jimin stared at him with his dark gaze, and Mr. Hong looked away. Now leave from here or else I will call security. I want to leave. He raised his voice and Mr. Hong flinched. It's my request. Please leave my company. He went out of Jimin's cabin. Jimin leaned his back on his chair and closed his eyes while rubbing his temple. His phone rang and he answered without checking a caller ID. Boss, a company want to invest in Hong's company. Make sure that investor leave the thought of investment. Okay, boss. Jimin hung up the call and sighed loudly. You will live your rest life in regret for not taking care of your daughter when she needed you the most. I will make sure you regret. One stepped down from train and inhaled deeply. She was still questioning her decision of coming here. She put her mask and looked around. Everything was just like before. Nothing changed here in these 4 years. She started heading towards entrance while still looking around. Jimin was driving his car while an earbud were plugged in his ear and he was talking on call. Suddenly, a girl came in front of his car. His eyes widened and he immediately pressed brake. The car stopped while making a huge sound. That girl was startled and she closed her eyes tightly while turning towards Jimin. Jimin was still in shock while looking at her. She opened her eyes slowly and his heartbeat raced. When came out of station, she was walking in random direction while looking around. She was looking lost while a lot of past memories were flashing in front of her, which made her clench her hand on her luggage. Suddenly, she heard a car honk, and a car stopped just before her with a huge sound. She got settled and closed her eyes tightly. She slowly opened her eyes and her heart skipped a beat after seeing him. Jimin. His gaze was stuck on her, which made her nervous. She looked around and bowed slightly. She started pulling her luggage inside. She thought he probably didn't recognize her as she is wearing a mask. When she went inside, he left a deep breath. Where was her attention? He was taking deep breath and his heartbeat was fast. He took his phone and immediately called someone. But where the hell you all are? When he's here in Seoul and why you didn't tell me about it? Boss, we were following her but suddenly she got disappeared and we were finding her. We didn't know. She sat in Seoul's train. You all are useless. He hung up the call and looked towards Wine's direction. He saw and started the engine and started driving. When saw his car going away and she sighed loudly. She kept looking in his car's direction. When inhaled deeply after stepping inside her apartment, everything was just like before. Everything was just like she left 4 years ago. She sat on couch and scrolled her phone. She was feeling hungry. You should buy something for eating first. Hello, Joe uncle. Hey, Wayne, how are you? And where did you suddenly went? I'm good and I just wanted to live in new environment so I changed city. Okay, he put a chicken noodles on counter. Thank you, uncle. She took that noodles and went towards the seat where she used to sit. That seat was also just like before. A lot of change happened in store, but that seat was same as before. A man was sitting there and he was looking out of glass wall. She moved close to the table and cleared her throat to gain his attention. He turned his head towards her and she grabbed noodles box tightly. He stared her for some time and then got up from that seat. You can sit here. He started leaving from there and she stared at him. Her one side wanted to stop him so badly while her other side was stopping her from making any move. She moved towards the wall and looked out of it towards him. He's Park Jimin. He comes here every day and sit here for some time. When turned towards him, here, this is for you. He extended a cookies box. Thank you. He flashed a smile and went back towards the counter. When sighed loudly and looked out of the wall, but Jimin was not there anymore. Jimin, how are you? I'm good, Mom. He took a seat on the couch beside his mom, and he was looking executed. Should I give you a head massage? He stared at his mom and nodded his head. He slid down from the couch and sat near his mom's feet. His mom smiled and started massaging his head, and his gaze went on Zoya, who was doing something in the garden. And he remembered those days when he badly wanted to get his mom's love, like Juwon and Kuwon were getting, but he never got that love from her. He tried his best to become a good son for their love, but those tries always went in vain. Mina, bring oil. You should stop going tough on yourself. She took a pause while taking a deep breath. What about we go on a family trip? As you say, that I have busy schedule for a few days. Your father were never busy like you. I know you are trying to keep yourself busy to avoid missing her. It's nothing like that. I really have a busy schedule. Okay, then we will go when you will get free. She placed a kiss on his head. He looked at his mom. I love you, Mom. So you want to complete your college? Yes, sir. Principal took a deep breath before speaking. I'm sorry, but we can't let you study here. You have really bad record here and this college is no more owned by your father. So you don't have any chance of studying here now. Went bit her lower lip and lowered her head while nodding her head. Okay, thank you for your time. She bowed and went out of his cabin. Hey you, Wayne turned towards the voice. Yes? Are you new student? You looks very older for a college girl. I'm not student. Oh, I thought you were a student. I should go. She ran away and Wayne remembered about her college days. It was awful. It was painful. She walked a little away from the principal's cabin and sat on a bench. She sighed loudly and looked out of glass wall. I moved on, but my past didn't, and it will never leave my side. It will always remind me past things. She looked at her hand where she has a faint scar. Leave my hand. I have wound. She cried in pain. Is it hurting? Huh? I also had this, which you gave me for my small mistake, and mine also got this for nothing. Second pressed Suya's wrist and she cried more. We all need to pay for our debts before. So now, pay happily for whatever you did in past. Mina again pressed Suya's wrist. Once loudly and thought to leave, she got up from bench and on meantime principal came to her while running. You can complete your college here. Mine frowned after hearing that. Why he changed his own decision now? I realized I was wrong. Everyone deserves a second chance. He flashed a smile. Mine stared him for some time and then bowed slightly. Thank you so much, sir, and I will try to not create trouble for you. He nodded and walked away. Make sure she doesn't face any trouble. Get that? Yes, Mr. Park. Jimin hung up the call and took a deep breath while looking at his phone screen. How badly he wanted to bring her in his life, but she is his love, not desire. He doesn't want to keep her with him without her willing. He doesn't want to force her to live with him. Boss. He came inside Jimin's cabin and Jimin locked his phone screen. Miss Kim wants to meet you. She said she wants to talk something about the contract. Then fix a meeting. She is staying in Moon Hotel and she said you to come there. Jimin sighed. Sorry boss, I said you will come. She is being too much demanding now. He sighed and looked at Hyunwoo. I will talk to her. You can go. Hyunwoo bowed and went out. Jimin took his phone and called someone. I can't come hotel. If you want to meet me, then come in XYZ restaurant or let's just talk on phone. But you sure that day we were in news. Today it won't happen. Okay, I will be in restaurant by 8 p.m. Jimin hummed and hung up the call. Once loudly and got up from bench. She looked around and thought to have her night meal in restaurant, as convenience store was quite far from here. She looked towards the restaurant, which was just few steps away from her, and she headed towards that restaurant. What if paparazzi see us? Who will inform paparazzi about us right now? Juhi sighed slightly and nodded her head. Anyway, what you wanted to talk about the contract? It's not about contract, it's about the shoot. We can go in other countries for shoot. Don't you think it will be a great idea? She grinned and Jimin looked away from her while clenching his fist. What happened? Did you like the idea? When placed order for her dinner and looked around in restaurant. The restaurant wasn't much crowded. Her gaze traveled from seat to seat and stopped on a specific place. The seat was in VIP area and she felt a burning feeling in her chest. She looked away from them, but her gaze again traveled back to them and a huge sigh left her mouth. Her order arrived and she looked at the waiter. Thank you. Waiter started serving her dinner and she gulped down soju while taking a glance of them again. The girl was smiling. When devoured her gaze to waiter, I want a wine. Okay, ma'am. The waiter went to bring her drink and she focused on her food to prevent herself from looking at them. But it was not possible and her gaze were going towards them again and again. Her drink arrived and she gulped down a whole glass to calm down the burning feeling of her heart. One more. The waiter nodded and went to bring another drink for her. Why are you getting mad? I'm giving you a good idea. You should feel glad and Here you are showing me your eyes. Jimin got more annoyed. We could discuss about it on phone too. And what's wrong in this? We got some personal time. We can know each other a little more. She smiled while tugging her hair, and he sighed. We know each other enough for work. We don't need to know more. I should leave. Excuse me. He got up from his seat, but she held his hand. Hey, you can't leave like this. At least finish dinner. You enjoy your gin. He stopped in middle after hearing a third sound and looked towards the voice. Sorry, I'll clean it. She bowed and sat down on the floor to grab the broken glass which broke after slipping from her hand. Ma'am, you don't have to. It's my fault, so I should clean it. She flashed a smile and extended her hand to grab broken glass, but her hand held her hand. What are you doing? You will hurt yourself. She looked at him and smiled like an idiot. Hey, you okay? I slapped you, sorry. She paused while looking at his cheek and his eye. She was completely drunk. How many drinks she gulped? 1 bottle wine and 2 bottles soju. Jimin sighed and stand up while holding her hand. Let's go. I will drop you your home. Home? I don't have one. She pouted and his heart clenched. She's right. She never had a warm home. She only has a shelter on her. I wanted to be your home, but you didn't allow me. His grip tightened on her wrist. Let's go. Where? He didn't reply and pulled her carefully to not let her get hurt by broken glass. He started walking, but she stumbled. Hey, be careful. She tried to focus on way and walked straightly, but her drunk body was not ready to walk straight. He watched her trying hard and then lifted her. Hey, what are you doing? Put me down. He headed out of the restaurant. Put me down. I'm feeling weird in my heart. She wiggled and he looked at her face. What happened in your heart? I don't know. It's beating very fast. I'm feeling weird. She pouted. It always beats fast when you are near me, so put me down. His heart skipped beats after beat after hearing that. Is that so? She nodded her head slightly and a chuckle left his mouth. She was looking damn cute. He put her inside the car and she got scared. Where are you taking me? Jimin stared at her while observing her expression. Her past still has effect on her. He moved close to her and kissed her forehead. Don't worry, you are safe with me. I will drop you your apartment. He again placed a kiss on her forehead and went on driving seat. Who was she? Who? That woman with whom you were on date. Huh? Date? She nodded her head slightly. Did you move on from me? You don't love me now. There was a hint of sadness in her tone and his stomach took a flip for some reason. He didn't say anything and stared at her for some time and then started driving.